Heading out of Port Fairy today with Sean Tracey. Today, we're doing something very special. It's all about tuna champions, isn't it?
It is, Paul. Hopefully today we're going to be able to film what you need to do with a tuna to get the most out of it for the meat, or the best way to release it.
It's all about the respect. We are tuna champions. Luke's up on the roof and he tells me there's tuna 80 metres ahead. It's amazing the difference here with that bird's eye view. Let's see if we can find these fish. We've been travelling for about an hour and a half looking for birds, looking for tuna, and we've just come across what I think could be the mother lode, and there are birds and tuna everywhere. Well, as I said, I think we're about to hit the mother lode. And Sean, what was that, 30 seconds?
I was not long after it all, Paul. Very good call.
Oh, that's how we roll. As I fight this fish, Sean, can you please explain the first principle of tuna champions to catch?
All right, so what we've got is we've got single hook lures. So we're not dealing with trebles. I think this was on the trolled skirt, wasn't it?
It was.
They generally have single hooks anyway.
Yep.
But if we had some hard bodies out, we'd want the ones with single hooks. You can either run them with 2 of those or 1, but we want to try and avoid trebles because they cause a lot of damage to the fish.
And our stick baits, we've got single hooks, and I've found trolling with single hooks, the lures actually swim better and you get better hookup rates anyway.
Exactly. True tuna champion words.
Exactly right. And if you are live baiting for tuna, as some people do, then it goes down to circle hooks, not J's.
Yes, so New South Wales, where they're fishing out wider and they can actually cube up the fish, they tend to do it a lot better there. Yeah, circle hooks are the go, absolutely.
Now, step 2 could be catch this fish, but what's step 2 of being a tuna champion?
All right, handling. So how are we actually going to land this fish? We don't want to be grabbing it by the gill plate, so we've got a knotless net over here, large enough to help us land a good-sized tuna.
And then we'll show you the next process. This thing's taken some serious string using a Saragossa Saltwater 10,000, one of the best reels in the Shimano range, 50-pound fins braid, and a Therese rod rated 40 to 80 pound, and it is still giving me some absolute curry. They say tuna can actually accelerate southern bluefin faster than a Ferrari, and they are the cheetah of the ocean. Okay, Sean, I'm going to slowly bring it to your net. So Sean, what's the importance of the knotless net?
So basically it just causes a lot less damage to the body of the fish. They've got a slime on them, so if we were wanting to release this afterwards, the slime can actually get rubbed off by all the knots in the net.
Yep.
And we're also wetting the net down, obviously, before we're grabbing the fish. Here he comes, circling around. Might do another lap, I reckon.
Here he comes, get that head up, and straight in the net. I'll open the bail for you, mate. Well done. Beautiful, Sean.
So up onto the mats.
Yep.
So that stops the fish getting bruised if it wants to have a flap around. We've got him nice and calm. He'll be out there.
So if you cover the eye too,
that can calm
always
him
good.
down. Yep.
So step 3, we've decided we want to keep this fish, Sean. What's next?
All right, so what we're going to do now is humanely dispatch the fish. Brain spike, core, bleed.
Yep. That's
going to give us the best quality meat, and then we'll get it onto the ice.
So this is an ikijimi. Basically, there's a soft spot at the top of the head here, which I can feel just there. There it is. I'm going to slide that in there. What it'll do is give the fish instant brain death, but all the organs will still be going. So what that means is we can bleed the fish, the organs will pump all the blood out of the body, but the flesh will be in just pristine condition. Is that correct?
Yeah, and that's people get that confused if they think they need to bleed the fish before they spike it.
Yep.
The heart is an involuntary muscle, so it will keep pumping after it's brain dead, and it's much more humane to do it that way.
Sensational. Let's give it a go. Become a tuna champ. Take the tuna pledge. I do solemnly swear to catch, handle, keep or release southern bluefin tuna as safely and humanely as possible, and to prepare it well so no fish is wasted.
All right, so it's now brain dead.
Yep.
So the next thing we want to do is bleed it.
Now the reason we bleed a fish
is basically it's a very rich flavour if you leave all the blood in, so the more blood you can get out, the better, and we want to do it from the arteries along the lateral line here.
Now, we're just a little flick in there. There, look at that. Now, people go, oh my God, look, that's the heart. This fish has been brain dead for a couple of minutes. That is the heart pumping the blood out of this tuna. The more blood you can get out of this fish, the better it's going to taste. If you're going to take a southern bluefin tuna, it is one of the best eating fish in the ocean. You want to make sure it is absolutely pristine, and that's the way you do it.
Okay, so the thing to note, it's only a really short knife. We're not actually trying to cut in to get to the heart. The artery sits up on the surface, and if you're using the short knife or a short incision, you're not damaging as much of the meat as if you're trying to dig in and cut deeply.
There you go. Arteries travel away from the heart, which is why this works so effectively. Let's get this single hook out. We'll call this fish and get on ice. The reason they get big dollars for these fish in Japan is because they really look after them. Mate, if you're a tuna champion and you want to go to the next level, you can do this. What's it all about?
All right, so the fish is brain dead, we've spiked it, but the next side is that we want to basically damage the spinal cord, because the muscle tissue down through the fish can still be twitching even if it's brain dead. So we're going to core it and run some piano wire down the length of the fish's spine.
Oh, show us how it's done, mate.
All right, so we're going to feed the wire down through the length of the fish, and you'll see it will twitch, but that's as the nerve's been damaged, and then the muscles will all just totally relax.
And it's pretty important, I assume, to do this fairly quickly. Oh, that is amazing. So that fish has been dead for quite a while. You're going down the spinal cord, and I can actually see right there now it's all over.
Yep.
So the reason again for this, you're going right down the vertebrae the whole way, and that literally means the fish is totally relaxed and he's not stressing that flesh at all.
Absolutely. So the flesh is relaxed. We can now get the guts out, get it on ice, chill it down, and have top quality meat.
I tell you what, this bloke is a tuna champion. This thing is going to taste so good. One more step, we're going to take the guts, the gills out of this fish, then put it on the ice slurry. Then there's more tuna to catch in the southern seas. So Sean, show us the magic.
All right, so we want to get the internal organs out now so we can get a nice ice slurry in there. Some people will cut all the way through the fish, that's fine, that works as well. But another option is just to release the internal organs at the back and up here at the gill end, and then you can just grab the whole lot.
And ideally the whole lot, the gills, every bit of internal organ comes out in one go. And
just grab the tail for
me. Grab the tail, yep.
Yep.
Look at that.
Yep.
That is everything that was inside the tuna now gone. We've got a totally hollow fish.
Yep, so that's hollow all the way through.
It'll go on ice. The slurry will go in there. So a slurry is salt water and ice. It'll chill that. Now the reason we chill these tuna is because they're endothermic.
Yes, so that's warm-blooded, and we want to get them as cool as we can, as quick as we can, to make sure the meat is top quality.
Well, I know tuna live in schools, but today I've been schooled. I'm learning plenty. In you go, my friend. That is going to cool you down just beautifully. Really important you match the hatch for these southern bluefin tuna. They're feeding on very small whitebaits. That lure is about as small as we can get to look exactly like what they're feeding on. I'm going to put it back quite a way. I like to run one short, one long, and normally it's a long one that gets eaten first. This is a traditional rod holder. What out there is a hook and poor man's outrigger. It sits in there, puts a bend on it. So when I put the rod in, it actually gives me a really good spread. So that rod's about 7 feet long, that one's 7 feet long. It gets my lures an extra 14 foot apart and gets the lures out that nice blue water away from all that cavitational bubble so the fish can see just a little bit easier.
So a big part of the Tuna Champions program is having the right gear to catch the fish. Here we're using some spin gear. It's good heavy gear that we're not going to have any problems getting the fish in. You can also use overhead gear, but again, you want to make sure it's good quality. What we don't want is hundreds of metres of line out in the water that's been broken off because your gear wasn't up to scratch.
Such a great vantage point up here. That extra 10 feet, you can see so much. I can see tuna actually leaping out of the ocean. All I can do is yell downstairs to the boys, and we are on our way. Interesting fact, the Warrnambool Racing Club holds the grand annual steeplechase every year. It has 33 jumps, more than any other race, and therefore is one of the longest steeplechases in the world. 300 metres, 1 o'clock, lots of fish. Go, go, go! It's on fish there. How good was that take?
That was good. This is what we've been waiting for.
And what's the chances, mate? As soon as we start trolling, then you cast out the side and you get a fish.
I know. Amazing.
Old Murphy's Law.
We've been doing this for 3 hours casting at them. Couldn't get one.
But they can be fickle, can't they?
They absolutely can.
And you just got to keep trying. It's funny, all of us, about a minute before you hooked up then, said, this feels right now.
It does.
It just come alive. There's fish everywhere. We saw another boat hooked up. Bang, straight away. Now you're putting some pretty serious yards on this fish, mate. You're going hard.
Not here to mess around. We don't want them Fighting for ages if we can avoid it, because
Yep.
all the lactic acid builds up in it, makes the meat not taste as good. It's coming at the boat now.
I'll grab the net. You're actually stopping this fish pretty quickly, mate.
Oh, it's pinged.
No, Shawnee, what have you done? Mate, pull the hook. You get done with the big jobs. Between our diving birds and jumping tuna, we've been doing a bit of trolling. We have literally thrown everything at these fish today. On the troll, we've got the X-Rap Extreme Magnum. It'll do up to 15 knots. We've been throwing long, skinny metal lures, short, fat metal lures, trying to get a smaller profile, but more weight for the cast. We've even tried jig heads with no soft plastics. We've tried jig heads with soft plastics. None of them have worked yet. Sean is convinced though, the Subwalk 15 Rapala, bigger is better, he says. He's going to persist. I don't know what I'm going to try next, but I'm going to try something different. It's been a tough old day. I've even gone to 30-pound fluorocarbon, but somebody didn't need to because they've hooked themselves a tuna! Go Shawnee! Woohoo! That was a beautiful cast, mate. Now, you have to forgive my crew for maybe missing the bite, but it's been a long, long day. What do you think? Decent sized fish?
Oh, it'd be good 10 to 15 kilo, I reckon.
Yeah, nice.
Hopefully on the upper end of that.
Now, we've seen so many tuna today, it has just been out of control. I reckon I've seen about 10,000. Now, you're saying these Victorian fish can be a bit fickle at times.
It definitely seems the way. We've been casting everything at them today and they have not taken anything. And we've come up to what, 4:30?
4:30?
And we've finally grabbed something.
We've tried jig heads, we've tried big lures, little lures. I think this one, is this a big Rapala stick bait?
I think it was, yeah.
The big blue and grey one, which I always love. But that is a tuna for sure.
Yeah,
That tail going whack, whack, whack.
Bit of colour there too.
That's all you want. Oh yeah, we've got colour. Okay, Sean, I've got the net.
Excellent, thank you, Paul. Here we
And
go.
then go into the boat, bring him up slow and steady, and around. Yeah, baby!
Excellent.
Now, we're going to try and tag and release this fish. So, straight onto the mat.
Yep,
In the
that'd be
enormous
great.
net. There he is. Drop this down if you can help me. This is all about working quickly, Sean, and getting that hook out as quick as we can too. So we'll get rid of the net first.
Yep.
That's the net gone. We've got a hook there. That's it. And she's done. Get rid of that. Now, the beauty of these single hooks, Sean, that should come out pretty easily, eh?
Absolutely.
So-
right in the corner of the mouth.
That is out, not a problem
Done.
at all.
You just want to put your hand over his eye there, Paul, to try
Yep.
and keep him calm. So we've got the tag, all right, in a short tag pole, nice and easy control. And what we're going to do is get right up high on the shoulder here, because there's fin rays in under this fin, and we want to get the tag anchor through that and hook into one. So we're going to go in, little twist sideways, pull it out, lots of tag out. You can feel it's really locked in there, not in the muscle,
Yep.
not designed for the muscle. Right in behind the fin ray, he's good to go. We've recorded the tag number for our card.
This fish is ready for release. How good is that?
Off he swims.
Beautiful. Tag and release, one southern bluefin tuna. Now, Sean, it's been a cracking day. I reckon we've got about a 2-hour troll home, which I'm going to enjoy. A few more little tricks for tuna champions to share.
Yep.
That is filleting and maybe in for a lucky bit of cooking.
That sounds great, Paul. Looking forward to it. We'll probably get all the fish on the way home now that we've been wanting all day.
You get done the big jobs, but we are champions. 2 tuna in the boat, well, 1 in the boat and 1 swimming in the sea. There he goes, he wants you, Tom! Interesting fact, occasionally when you go to clean your tuna at the Port Fairy boat ramp, the seals come to say hello and they fall in love with your producer. I think it's true romance. Do you think your parents will give you the seal of approval, Tom? So, now it's all about preparation. Ignore the seal. He'll be fine, Sean.
I'm very nervous, Paul.
Don't worry. I won't bite you. Oh, the seal, sorry. So, we will go after this fish beautifully. How do we take the fillets off?
All right, so we're going to try and get as much meat off as possible. We're going to make some cuts through here, down along the back. And because it's not a massive tuna, but it's a big fish, we're going to come down the middle as well.
Show us how it's done, mate. So, first incision.
Yep. Come around here. Going as high as we can to the head.
Now you get a pretty good yield off these fish, don't you? And you were saying before too, you can take the cheek out, you can scrape a spoon on the backbone. What's that about?
You can, or we just get as much of the meat out as possible.
So why have you cut the middle of the fillet rather than just taking the big slab off as I would have done in the past?
Well, they're a bigger fish. This one's not a massive one, but it just makes it a bit easier to get it off nice and neatly. And also you think about the portions when you're going to actually put it into bags. You don't want them to be massive when you're...
Man, I was just going to roll the whole thing in egg and breadcrumb and eat it in one go. I do like my tuna.
And off it goes.
Look at that. So 2 beautiful fillets there, mate, but there's plenty of stuff here that you would never think about eating that is amazing.
Absolutely. Look, you can see all the meat down the back here. You can get a spoon in, spoon all that out. Great for a pokey dish. You can take the wings off on the barbecue, butterflied, and even the cheeks here. There's some really tender meat in there as well.
So the Tuna Champion's motto is no waste.
No waste.
Well, that is the final result of a massive day in the water. Tuna Champions, Sean, what is it all about?
So basically we want people to respect the fish, make the most of them, and that's what we've done today. We've done everything we could for both the fish we released and also the fish we kept, and we've brought home some beautiful, well-prepared southern bluefin tuna.
I cannot wait to tuck in. Don't forget, tunachampions.com.au. The work this guy is doing is absolutely sensational.